No matter what happens this Sunday, Philadelphia is going to burn. I know. A lot of people are going to be like, Tim, chill. Come on. Oh, dude, come on. You guys, you know exactly what's going to happen. Win or lose. We got the Eagles and the Chiefs. Super Bowl is going to be fun. But I'm torn. We're having a Super Bowl party. And the issue right now is that the NFL is facing calls for a boycott because they're going to be performing what is well known as the black supremacist song. Was it Lift Every Voice and Sing, but apparently just for one race. And I'm not okay with that. Let me tell you, my friends. The Star-Spangled Banner discriminates against no one. It represents the hopes and dreams of a nation. It represents the values that we have built to this day, where we have become the least racist nation, the least discriminatory nation in the history of the world. That's right. Now, the left, the Democrats, they're going to be like, yeah, but when they wrote that song, they had slavery. I implore these people, literally just read history. Frederick Douglass, talk about based AF. He challenged the American people. He said, will you stand by your own words that all men are created equal? Or was that a lie? Man, talk about fire. And people were pissed. They were like, how dare you? Because they were racist. But he was right. He said, how dare you claim all men are created equal when you actually only meant white men or your people, your race? And so while I can certainly recognize this country is imperfect, of course, we're sane people. It was the values of the founding fathers distilled over time to create this beautiful and great and wealthy, powerful, prosperous nation. So my friends, the Star-Spangled Banner is a message to all races, to all peoples of the American dream. The idea that we would have a race-specific song is an affront to the great American melting pot. So, am I going to boycott the Super Bowl over this? I don't know. They're getting rid of end racism. I can't believe Matt Walsh. I got to pull it up. I didn't have his tweet pulled up. We got to pull it up. Matt Walsh has a really great tweet on X mocking the end racism thing. Matt's great. Let's pull up his post here. So they're also removing the end racism. Let's see. Dove Kleiman says, Justin, the NFL removes end racism messaging in the end zone ahead of the Super Bowl. Sunday's game between the Chiefs and the Eagles will be the first time since 2021 that end racism is not included as a message in the back of a Super Bowl end zone. What? I can't believe that's reality. Trump is expected to be in attendance. Matt Walsh said, really worried about this. If it doesn't say end racism, how are we supposed to know whether we should keep ending racism or not? What if everyone starts racisming again? We are totally lost without moral instruction being delivered to us via slogans painted on football fields. Indeed, good sir. And with that being said, talk of doing a black national anthem is so insanely offensive. You know why? You know why, my friends? Because I am but a humble minority. And I'm standing before you saying, please don't oppress me. Oh, I'm so oppressed. In all seriousness, you guys know I come from a mixed race background. That's right. Temple said it. Part Asian. I hate all of this stuff. This is why I've always hated wokeness. It's why I've always despised this liberal race-based world. Because they come out and they go, oh, the poor oppressed minority. I know, Tim. Here's the thing that'll help you. We'll make a song for black people. And I'm like, that in no way makes anything better for me. You're like, man, my family dealt with racism. Racism's a real thing. It exists. My family dealt with it. How am I benefited by you guys creating racial segregation and then having a song, a black supremacist song? I know what they're going to say. They're going to say, it's not about supremacy. It's about equality. No. If there was if the national anthem was called like, the whiteness of a nation or something, I'd be like, I can understand why people find that to be racist. It's not. It's the Star-Spangled Banner. It's a story of a dude watching this great battle where bombs were blowing up, but just bombarding this fortress. And when the American flag would fall down, people would run up and they would lift that flag back up. And when the bombs were going off and they were exploding in cannon fire, each flash, he could see in the distance the American flag was still there. It is a song about perseverance and fighting for our God-given rights. And you know what? It's for everybody. Now, we had a civil war over slavery. And today, what that message represents is that all people of all backgrounds, you come to America legally, and you have an opportunity. You can be a black man or woman and be a billionaire in this country because the only color that matters, well, there's a couple. Green, that's the obvious one. Money talks, BS walks. But afterwards, let me tell you, my friends, though most people, they're motivated by getting that money. Red, white, and blue, baby. Red, white, and blue. So we're going to have a Super Bowl party. And, I've had people ask who I'm rooting for. And I'm like, I don't know. I was talking to my buddy Richie, and he's like, who you got to win? And I was like, I don't know. He's like, well, who you want to win? And I was like, I don't care. And he's like, why are you having a Super Bowl party? And I'm like, dude, what do you mean? We're going to put on the game. We're going to order pizza and wings, and we're going to have fun and be Americans and watch the Super Bowl. It's a fun thing to do. I'm not a big football guy. I don't care. Hanging out with your friends, they care. A lot of people who work here, they love the football. They're really excited. Well, we're going to give it to them. You guys are going to watch the game. You're going to make jokes. We're going to hang out. We're going to be friends. We're going to be community. We're going to have pizza, deep dish, extra cheese, extra sauce, pepperoni, and maybe pineapple. That's what it's all about. And you know what? I don't need this race-based insanity. So here's basically what's happening. Let me pull this up. Actually, let me give a shout out to, do I even have Timcast.com pulled up? You see, I always do this. You got to go to Timcast.com. You got to become a member, support our work. Because I'll shout this out while we're talking about the Super Bowl. Yesterday's Green Room on Timcast.com. It was very, very fun and funny hanging out with Nuance Bro. A lot of funny jokes. Basically, there's a bunch of people hanging out on the couch who was talking. But I actually think it was one of the best green rooms we had because we were being offensive and we were being funny. And it was good fun. Timcast.com. Click the link in the description below. Sign up, become a member to support our work. You can watch this uncensored. We talk a bit about the Super Bowl. Here's a story. Black national anthem to be performed in front of Trump at the Super Bowl. And they say President Trump is going to attend. We know, blah, blah, blah. The performance of the hymn at last year's Super Bowl caused anger among prominent members of the MAGA movement. Trump's anticipated, blah, blah, blah. The hymn is known as Lift Every Voice and Sing, adopted by the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, NAACP. I thought the phrase colored people was offensive. I don't know. It's often referred to as the Black National Anthem. I consider it to be black supremacist. I'll tell you why. I can tell you, right? We had Rokon on the show a couple weeks ago, and I outright said, I understand systemic racism. Blockbusting, redlining, you hear me talk about it all the time. Institutions 60, 70 years ago, codified in law, were segregating based on race and all of these things, and we don't like it. Don't you dare come to me and say that we are going to continue that practice of racial segregation. You know what happens? It starts here. They say, we're going to do a song for black people. Well, then the Asians are going to be like, what about us? And then what are we going to do? Are we going to do 15 national anthems, one for each race? Or do we stop to recognize that the Star-Spangled Banner is a song for everyone? It is for all races. It is for all peoples. You are an American in this country. And you know what? I got to tell you, to an extent, it is for even people around the world. You know why? I want the people around the world to look at the United States as the shining city on the hill, something to strive to be like, prosperous, reasonable. And if they want to come here, they want to immigrate to this country, they can do it legally. And I think that's great. I think this country is a beacon of hope and should be. But for a lot of people, they don't like it. I am offended that they would have a black supremacist song. There should be a song for black people. No. There should be a song for all people, and there already is. So they're saying it's going to be performed at the Super Bowl by Louisiana-born singer Ledisi. The hymn was first written as a poem by NAACP leader James Weldon Johnson in the late 1800s. It was then set to music by his brother. I understand the problems of slavery. There's other racial grievances that exist in this country. The Japanese internment camps, Chinese railroad workers. Did you guys watch that 1883? What was that show? Was it 1883 show? It was 1883. I got the number right. I always get the number wrong because it's just the name of a year. And one of the characters marries a Chinese woman, and he has mixed race kids, and they go to his house and they call them mongrels, and they're all racist. It's just the way it was. Are we going to live in this world? Like, let me tell you. Do you think that I am angry about things like that? Bro, let me tell you. The past is the past. We learn from it. We learn to do better. We learn to avoid the bad things, and we explain why they're bad. But if you think I would ever go to some, I don't know, rancher family who has land for 100 years because they stole it from insert race and be like, it's time to do a land acknowledgement and give them, no way. No way. Never. You know, if there's something where like someone steals land in a lifetime, like let's file lawsuits. You can't do that. But if we're talking about history going way back and we've dealt with these issues, we fought for these issues, we bled over these issues, why are we going back and saying, let's bring up all of the problems of the past and segregate based on race? Ain't doing it. But I'll tell you this, my friends. I'm not going to boycott the Super Bowl because I'm not really a big Super Bowl guy to begin with. I think most people probably aren't. I think it's going to be interesting to see who Trump roots for. We'll see. But I want to make sure you guys know I'm not okay with this. You know, maybe I don't think a boycott makes sense. I think we're winning the culture war. They removed the stupid end racism. I think we need to make it be known. Don't do this. Star Spangled Banner. But who knows? I just think, I got to be honest, ain't nobody going to boycott the Super Bowl. Like, nobody's going to do it. The strategy of trying to call for a boycott ain't going to work. I'll just say that. I'm going to wrap it up there, my friends. Smash the like button, share the show with everyone you know. And we got more segments, of course, we always do. And we're going to hang out Timcast IRL, so stay tuned, and we'll see you all then.